Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at this large lot, well I don't know about large, but this lot of N64 games and a console that I got for $150 on Gumtree. So as we can see, we have a purple controller there. Whoops, just bumped the camera. Yeah, overall it's a bargain. So first up we have Banjo Kazooie, which is boxed and not in terribly bad condition at all. And of course, boxed, this could fetch up to maybe $160, so you've already made your money back there. And as you can see, it was definitely from Big W, which is a sort of like a retail chain in Australia. And it doesn't look like it has the manual, but it's got some little slip as well as the game in the cardboard insert, and it looks like it's in really good condition as well. Up next we have The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and this appears to be, it's a PAL version, but it doesn't look to be the same one I've seen before. In fact, it's probably a European version, which is the same, it's just a different packaging basically. So there we go, it's not the gold cartridge, but it does have a black label. And of course we've got the manual, which is in okay condition, and once again that's probably worth for like $100 or something. So I got this whole lot for $150, so I'll show you, this is the actual listing. Surprisingly, no one else had bought it, and I was pretty quick to jump on it, of course. So yeah, anyway, let's see what else we got. Okay, so we've got Football Manager, or Total Football Manager I should say. It looks pretty boring. It's probably worth like $20, probably nothing special. Doesn't have the cardboard insert, just the game and the manual. Next up we have a game called Tonic Trouble. I haven't really heard of this game before. I really don't know what this one's worth, to be honest. Probably not a lot, because I've never heard of it. It is the PAL version, and it is a European PAL version, which doesn't really make a whole lot of difference in value, even in Australia, because it's still a PAL version game. And yeah, I've never actually seen this game, and hopefully we'll get that tab back in there. Okay, so next up we have Mario Kart 64, which is a game I've owned all these games before basically, but I sold off my collection last year because I got sort of bored of it and never used a lot of it. But here we go. So Mario Kart 64, that's definitely one of the games I really wanted to play again because I love Mario Kart 64. It's so much fun. I used to play it back in after school hours care, back in primary school, and that was a heap of fun. And yeah, the cartridge looks to be in really good condition, and it doesn't have the cardboard insert, so it's just the box, manual and cartridge, but the box is in relatively good shape. Well, considering people are paying upwards of $70 for a loose cartridge, I'd say it could probably get close to $100 if we can eventually get this thing back in. Yeah, I'd say close to $100 for this game in its current condition. Next up, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, which apparently needs the expansion pack. I'm hoping the console actually has the expansion pack, because that would really help. So let's see. Okay, so we don't have the cardboard insert, just the game and the manual, and it appears this was a pre-owned game bought from a place called Game City. It would be interesting to see whether that still exists. In fact, if someone wants to let me know, if you want to check out that website link. And the last boxed game, well, it's hardly boxed, especially in this condition, is Banjo Kazooie. The original Banjo and Kazooie game. I guess the second one has a different name, but it's still in the same franchise, and yes, this one has definitely been played quite a bit. Not worth a terrible amount in that condition. And here we have a purple N64 controller. I would say that the joystick is in 7.5 out of 10 condition. It's not that loose at all. And of course, these could all do with a good cleanup, and of course, that's what I'll end up doing in the end. Okay, here we go. So we have 3 loose games in total, one being Diddy Kong Racing, which is an Australian version, as well as Mario 64, which is apparently a European version, although it looks the same as the Australian one. And of course, the last game we have is 007 GoldenEye, which is a really popular game. It's not actually, it's like super cheap. That's like a $20 game still. Even though it's really popular, there's just so many around that they haven't gone up in value. And the last controller we have is a grey one with a slightly loose joystick. I'd say it's a 5 out of 10. And it looks like we have a memory card as well, so we'll just try and pull that out. And it definitely requires a bit of force, and it doesn't appear to be a genuine Nintendo memory card, so we'll just slot that back in there. Alright, so we have the console itself, and yes, this red tub came with it. Anyway, this is going to need a good cleanup. It appears to be an Australian model. I did take a look before, and oh, it actually does have an expansion port. And of course, the memory expansion pack basically just doubles the RAM, I think to 4 megabytes from 2. And last of all, we have a genuine power supply and AV cable. Not much to really see here. These could all do with a good cleanup. And yeah, that's basically it. Cool, well that's it. So for $150, I think I've done pretty well. Honestly, I'll probably keep these and sort of maybe start collecting them again, as I do really enjoy playing Mario Kart, and I wouldn't mind trying Banjo Kazooie, as I've heard really good things about it. And yeah, and if I ever do end up selling it, I could potentially make over $600 from its individual value. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'll see you next time.